I feel like my thought is not the politically correct thought. I don't know if I like agree with it. Agree with trans women being able to freely compete in women's sports. This is why.
Hi, hello, how are you? How you doing? How your mama doing? My name is Ashley Jazelle and I go by Jazelle.
No, you gotta start it all the way over.
No, I don't.
Run it back.
No, I don't.
I am Rikita Michelle, and welcome to Who You Talking To, which is a podcast, a mother-daughter podcast, where we have real conversations to bridge the gap between generations.
That was so exaggerated.
You don't like the new tagline that I came up with?
Absolutely not.
That's what I came up with. It's like, because I was like, having real...
it sounds like we're coming up with new innovative technologies to develop the country economically and...
No, we're having real conversations.
And
no, we're bridging the gap between generations. We are in two different
geographically.
No, that's not at all what it means. It's not at all. We're just getting, it's like a meeting of the minds. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Conversations bridging generations.
Right. Right.
Right. So yeah, what's going on in your life?
Nothing going on in my life. It's been pretty boring.
Has it? There's nothing new going on in your life?
I have a job now.
And do you want to talk about like your experience? It's fairly new, right?
Feet hurt for the first time around. Your body's definitely gonna hurt for standing up and working in the kitchen for hours and there's nowhere to sit. But you get used to it.
Yeah, I tried to explain.
It's more boring than I thought, though. It's more slow paced than I would like.
Yeah, I tried to explain to her before she started, like what it's like the being tired, like the work tired, like what it's like having to stand on your feet all day. And she didn't, now that she started working, she understands. But before she didn't quite understand what was that. Before she didn't quite understand what that meant. Cause she was like, oh, it's not like anything I haven't done before. And I'm like, but you haven't done it before. You have not worked for hours on end. And
working? I'm just talking about like being on my feet for that long.
It's different.
I've done that before.
Yeah, but it's different as you have experienced when you're working for hours or if you're just on your feet doing something you enjoy, like at an amusement park. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Right.
Difference. So yeah, should be interesting, I guess, or not. Your new job adventures.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll learn some new cooking techniques that you can use at home.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are no cooking techniques in that kitchen that could help the kitchen in our house.
None at all.
In this house.
None at all?
No.
You can learn how to fry chicken.
Everybody know how to fry chicken. I already knew that before I came in to that place.
You did not know how to fry chicken.
Yes, I did. It's easy. You clean the chicken, obviously, right? You clean the chicken, Okay, then you put it in some egg, then you put it in the flour, and maybe some breadcrumbs, and maybe you'll double dip it, and do it again, maybe even 3 times for extra crisp, and then you put it in the grease.
Yes, saying these steps, right? And the cooks out there, y'all know, saying those steps and actually doing the steps successfully, 2 different things. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you how to do a lot of things. It means I can do it successfully on the first try? Absolutely not. Before I knew how to drive a stick shift, I could tell somebody how to do it verbatim. But did that mean I got behind the wheel of that stick shift and it was smooth sailing? Absolutely not. There's trials, tribulations, lessons learned. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you've never
It's
actually,
not that
you've
hard
never
when-
actually
it's
done
not
it.
that hard
Okay,
when
let's
you're
fry
working
some
in the
chicken then. You gonna fry some chicken?
In that kitchen, it's really not that
No,
hard.
in
And
this
we have a
in this
timer.
kitchen, in this kitchen.
Yeah, I just need to know how long I need to fry the chicken
That's
for.
part of knowing how to fry chicken, so you don't know.
There is a timer at the place that I work at, right?
Yes, I'm talking
Which
about
is for like
at
5
home cooking.
minutes.
It's set for 5 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, around 5 minutes for the chicken to be cooked.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, trial and error. You can put some of those things to work because I don't be frying chicken like it. I mean, I have before, but I don't be doing it like it. Nothing new going on with me. Life is lifing, and nothing really exciting that I've been doing, is it? I'm excited about going home next week. So that hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. So I'm traveling back home to meet up with some friends who also don't live there. So we became friends in our hometown, but we all have moved out. And so we're going back and, hanging out, having a little shindig. So it should be fun. Looking forward to the food. Looking forward to the live music.
I'll be here.
Yeah, girl, you're a working woman.
And you're not?
I can take time off.
So can I?
No, you can't.
My manager asked me, is there any time you would like to take off around this holiday? I declined by choice. He was offering the time off to everyone that worked there.
How much time off? Not a whole week.
So
I'm going to be gone a whole week.
Okay.
Almost.
I don't work every day out of the week either, so
yeah, I'm going to be going about a whole week, and you don't want to go anyway, so this shouldn't even be a conversation.
I don't want to go.
No, you don't. Because we don't have to talk about specifics, but because
I do.
You don't. Because if you go, where you gonna have to stay? You don't have to stay
on the street.
No,
it's absolutely not.
No, you don't want to go. So, moving on. Do you want to go to the discussion topic, or you talk about this movie first? Which one you want to do first?
It doesn't matter.
Let's do discussion topic first. Okay. We're gonna talk about. This is it's a topic that is a hot one. It's a hot top, if you will. It's a very touchy subject for a lot of people, but we're going to talk about how we feel about transgendered women competing in women's sports. Right. I feel like my thought is not the politically correct thought. Did I say that right? Politically correct thought. And politically correct. Anyway, and I don't know, and let me preface with this caveat. I might be ignorant to how all of this works, like how transitioning from a man to a woman and everything that's involved in that, and hormones and all that, and how all that works. You know what I'm saying? I'm completely aware that I might be ignorant to the fact of how that works and how it affects certain things. So with all of that in mind, I don't know if I like agree with it. Agree with trans women being able to freely compete in women's sports. This is why, right? And I understand the dilemma and the reason why they should be able to, and the reason why they would want to, right? I get all of that. But and from my understanding, how transitioning works is, usually there is some hormone therapy involved, right? Depending, I'm guessing, depending on when you start the hormone therapy and how aggressive it is and how consistent you are on it, like there's different results that you can get from the hormone therapy. Because, there's puberty is a thing for both men and women. And then, so if you start taking the hormone therapy before puberty versus after, is there a different effect? What?
Did you know that transgender women don't use testosterone?
Do I know they don't use testosterone?
Yeah.
Trans women, right?
Yeah, like their treatment is not testosterone. I thought that both.
Well, yeah, because they're becoming
Transgender
women. It's estrogen, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying I thought that both trans men and women both use testosterone. I just
No.
thought it was like reverse. I don't know.
No.
Whatever.
No. Because when you're transitioning to a woman, you're trying to combat. You already have the testosterone naturally because you were a born male, and you want to do the opposite of that or do the estrogen thing, which is the woman thing. So, hormone therapy, right? I'm assuming if you do it before I just don't know. I'm just ignorant. I haven't done the proper research probably to be having this conversation, but we're going to have it anyway. Hormone levels, testosterone versus estrogen levels, right? Is there like a fair range where your estrogen levels have to be, or your testosterone, more importantly, levels have to be where you can compete with women, with women who were cisgendered women, right? And is it even fair to like say that I have to test, if you're a trans woman, I have to test you for your hormone levels to make sure that it's within a computable range in order to fairly compete with cisgender women. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I can imagine too, like,
Got it. There was a gnat bothering me and it kept landing on my hand, but I got it. It's gone now.
I could imagine, oh, excuse me. I can imagine that during that, even if we're just talking about cisgendered women, right? What's going on?
I just flicked it off my hand.
If we're talking about cisgendered women, period, and we're comparing like cisgendered women to other cisgendered women, I'm just assuming like that the hormone levels will not be exactly the same, right? Even compare woman to woman, like your estrogen versus testosterone level is not going to be exactly the same, but maybe there's like a range, maybe. Is there even like the case where maybe even a cisgender woman has a like an increased amount of testosterone that isn't quote unquote normal in a cisgender woman? Is that a thing? Perhaps. I don't know. But these are just the thoughts that that run through my mind when I think of trans women competing with cisgender women in sports. Because if the hormone levels are off, if the testosterone levels in the trans woman are heightened, that wouldn't be, I guess, I don't know about acceptable, but wouldn't be like normal to see in a cisgender woman, then is it truly fair for them to be able to compete? You know what I'm saying? What do you have to say?
I think I agree with you. I don't know that much about the estrogen situation, how it really works, and like the science behind it. Right? Like, I don't know for a trans woman and a cisgender woman, if you were to compare them to each other, like, would a trans woman be stronger faster than a cisgender woman? I don't know that. And I don't know how long you have to be in the hormonal therapy to really match that, if you can ever match that. And a trans woman doesn't necessarily mean that you even take
hormonal therapy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That you even take estrogen in the first place.
Exactly.
So,
but I would think most of them would.
There's a lot of nuances.
There are. Yeah, there are. So it's kind of like, it's hard to say. I am pro trans lives, especially Black trans lives. So,
see on the computer here. If y'all haven't peeped it before.
So yeah, but I do feel a little touchy about this one in particular because of the performance, how those hormones can affect performance, and then how would you ensure that it's fair? It's a fair playing field. Like, would you have to test the trans women to ensure that their hormone levels are within a certain range in order to compete? You know what I'm saying? Because I assume like hormone therapy is like an ongoing thing. It's like, is it like a forever thing you always have to do always? Like, I don't know. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I know like a lot of people that out there feel as though like trans women should be able to compete within women's sports without, no questions asked.
Right.
And it should be fair. That just means that the women have to like either just deal with it or like step their cookies up. But I don't agree with that. I just don't, because how can a cisgender woman step her cookies up to compete with a male's level, a cisgender man's level of testosterone? Like, it's not. It's not. And I don't want to sound like I don't know, transphobic is the word. But yeah,
I do not know. Maybe there should just be organizations and programs in place for trans people
to compete against other trans people.
Yeah,
I've heard of that too, right? I've heard of people say that talking point. But realistically, is that really a thing? It's like, I mean, it could be a thing, I guess, but like, it's like you're othering them then. Because I mean, like we have the Special Olympics for people with like disabilities, right? Certain kind of disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
But being trans isn't really a disability.
Not labeling it as one.
Yeah, but it's kind of like othering them. I mean, they are.
You saying like it's alienating them?
Yeah. And in a way, I don't know. This can go real left. I don't want to say anything bad. What?
I don't think so.
You don't think it's alienating them? If like all trans people compete against each other? Because how many trans people are there really?
Look at the facts.
And if there's like 5 trans people, who are they going to compete against? How many trans teams can there be?
There are a lot of transgender people that want to compete in sports.
Like in your high school, for instance, just your high school alone.
That I know of, like the people that I talk to, I only like know and talk to 2, and they're trans women.
They want to compete in sports?
No. You talking about that want to compete in sports?
Yeah.
Oh. No.
Because then there's like, you have like a girls basketball team, you have a girls track team, you have a girls soccer team, you know.
I'm talking about on a professional level, not high school, middle school, college.
Oh, I'm talking about that too because it was a thing. Something went viral the other day about it was a high school situation where there was two trans women in high school who were running track, and a lot of people were in the uproar because, of course, they were beating everybody. And I don't know, like how their hormones therapy situation. You know what I'm saying? And that would be difficult to do, right? Because
maybe it's the more that you take the estrogen, the more that your body will become like a cisgender woman.
like your hormone level.
Right. So if you're in high school, you haven't been taking it that long, because I think the age that you can start is 13.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know how quickly your hormone levels can be, you know, similar to that of cisgender women. But going back to my point of like doing the testing thing to ensure that the hormone levels of trans women, and I'm not just saying the trans women, right? Maybe all the women, if there are trans people involved, or even if not, maybe it can be a rule that hormone testing has to be a thing. I don't know. So that, again, so they won't feel like alienated or they're just the only ones being tested. Because like I said, could a cisgender woman have heightened testosterone levels? Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. But I don't know if that could happen at the high school level realistically. Like that's something I feel like they could definitely put into place at the professional level, like you were saying, like the testing of the hormone levels. But
yeah, I don't think
they're not going to do it in high school.
Yeah, anything below professional level should not.
Trans people shouldn't, like trans women shouldn't be able to compete with women at all.
Yeah. It's just the numbers are not gonna number right. The numbers aren't numbering.
Oh.
So yeah. Like if you need a certain amount of people on a basketball team, there's not even gonna be that many trans people like in that college.
Exactly. To come up with a trans team.
Right. So
yeah. So yeah. So you don't think
but
that
professional level for sure.
But how do you get to a professional level if you're not able to compete
You
at any
try
other
out.
level?
Like you know how you don't have to be a college superstar, or you don't even have to be in college sports to go pro.
I know that, but you have to have played before. As a trans in becoming good, let's just say in basketball, it takes, effort and time and energy to putting into perfecting your craft, right? Over time and time again. So that involves playing lots of games, doing the thing. So it's like if you can't just not play basketball for any team ever and then go into pro ball. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like there's usually a through line. So I don't know.
Yeah.
The moral of this story is I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a lot. Maybe they should just do it by like state or something like that. But there's gonna be a lot of transgender people that want to play sports just in one state. So maybe they should do like half of a state. Also, depending on how big the population is in that state. But like maybe they should just number it not by the metropolitan area. It should be bigger than that. You know what I mean? So maybe they should do it by state, like North Carolina versus South Carolina team. Or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
It's a very tough topic. I don't know. Maybe if somebody out there in the world sees this who is more well versed about this, more educated on this, educate me about how that works with like the hormone stuff, or if it should, or why you think it should or should not matter when it comes to trans people being in playing sports. So yeah. Moving on, let's talk about what we've been watching lately. First and foremost, I know in a previous episode I talked about The Little Mermaid, how excited I was to see Little Mermaid. I've seen it, obviously, and I think I already said that I've seen it in a previous episode too. This one,
still haven't seen it. Reason why is because of her. She claims so much that she doesn't want to see it again, just because I haven't seen it. So
I gave you the option to see it, and you chose Spider-Man over Little Mermaid
because you were complaining so much.
I was not.
That you didn't want to see it twice because I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, I was just letting you know that wasn't going to become a thing because we know the reason why you didn't see the first time. So I was letting you know that it wasn't going to become a common thing. But in this case, I'll go see The Little Mermaid again. Yes, if I wasn't going to see it again, I wouldn't have given it the option when I gave you the options for the movies to see, and then you chose Spider-Man instead of Little Mermaid.
Wow.
So,
well, you set the tone, so
whatever. But I still want to talk about it. So I don't know, maybe once upon a time in life, we'll be able to come back and talk about it one day.
So Disney Plus? Oh, it probably won't be available on Disney Plus for a while.
I don't know, because when we went to go see Spider-Man, I looked at the Little Mermaid time frames and it only had like 2 times. Like it was looking like it's about to be out of theater soon. And that's because a lot of new movies had came out. Because what did I give you the option to see? Spider-Man was a big one that came out. And what was the other big one that came out recently too?
Flash.
The Flash. And there was another big one. And so, movie theaters only have like 2 or 3 big ones that are happening at the same time. So anyway, The Little Mermaid had been moved on down, child. And I was like, dang. But anyway, we'll talk about that eventually.
Guess what else came out? Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion came out?
It's Nick Fury's show.
Oh. On what platform?
Disney Plus.
Oh. Anywho, let's talk about the movie, child.
So, what's the movie called? I See You?
Yes.
Oh, I think Indiana Jones came out too.
When? Just Friday, or it's about to come out? I just saw it. It either came out Friday or it's about to come out this Friday.
I think it came out this past Friday.
I don't know. So I See You, a movie on Netflix.
Nope, I lied. This Friday, June 30th.
Yeah. So I See You on Netflix with Helen Hunt, my girl, because Twister is my movie. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen Helen Hunt play in anything like that in a very long time. Also, Mad About You, great sitcom. Used to love that show, Helen Hunt. She's aging. So, but the movie, what did you think? Because I saw it first, and then I was like, oh my God, I want to talk about this movie because craziness. And so I kind of forced her to watch it. So what do you think about it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she was definitely embellishing it and exaggerating it. I don't know.
I was not.
It happened out of nowhere, but she started getting like really, really extra about these movies. And her reactions to things that happen in movies are so over the top. But
no, this movie was crazy. You cannot tell me this movie wasn't crazy.
I've seen crazier.
That movie was absolutely craziness. I don't know what kind of movies you're used to watching, but that was crazy. That was crazy. The amount of twists and turns. And I've never seen a movie done like that where spoiler alert, because we're going to get into it. I See You on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you might want to skip past this part. I've never seen a movie shot like that where they show a sequence of events, right? And then they rewind and show the exact same sequence of events but from a different point of view. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen it done quite like that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, I feel like they did that. The directors, producers, they did their big one on that one. Yeah, I can see why it was trending on Netflix.
Yes.
Sorry.
Had to make sure my mic was still on. I get anxiety that these mics are gonna cut off. So, what?
There's a Little Mermaid 2.
Yes, but let's not get into that. You didn't know there was a Little Mermaid 2?
No, I didn't know there was a Lion King 2 either. Because nobody cares about these things.
No, they don't. Is there an Aladdin 2? I think there might be.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. Anywho, there's a Mulan 2.
Oh, I knew that. I think I watched that, actually. Mulan. Yeah, I knew that. Right?
Yeah. None of the 2s are better than the 1.
It's like once you make such a legendary movie, just give it up. Because this is not Fast and Furious. This is not a Jurassic Park. You're not going to be able to keep on going.
Oh yeah, they are keeping it going. They are.
They're never letting it go.
This Fast and Furious. What is going on? Why? I think they said the goal was to get to 10. I think in order to honor Paul. This is horrible. I don't remember his name. The guy who was in the Fast and Furious that passed away.
Right.
Like I remember Tyrese talking about like honoring his legacy.
Paul Walker.
Yes, Paul Walker.
His name, right?
Yes. And in order to do that, they wanted to make it to 10, which honorable of them to do, and they're still making money on them. So I'm not saying it's a bad business move either. But yeah, I haven't watched since the third one. I don't know what happened after Tokyo Drift. I just don't. So
I don't remember what happened in any of them. None of them are really that memorable, to be honest. I don't like Fast and the Furious like that.
You don't? That's interesting.
Yeah, but I love cars and I love racing. I just don't like Fast and the Furious. It's just there. It's okay. It's just like mediocre to me.
Yeah.
There's nothing to. You can watch this on Disney Plus now. Ah, look at that.
Anywho. What were we talking? Oh, I See You. Is there anything like specifically did you want to talk about that movie? Like,
no, it's just the guy. He really looked like a monkey, and so does the mask. I don't know why he said that mask looks like a frog. It does not look like a frog. It looks like the monkey that claps the cymbals together from Toy Story.
I think he looks like a frog. And the first time I watched it, I said the same thing because the premise of the movie, spoiler alert again, is this thing called frogging.
You hop from
one house to another. It's like where people live in a house undetected. It's called frogging.
They live in their attic.
They live in like in a enclosed somewhere where obviously the people who live there can't see you or can't detect that you're there. And so yeah, I was like the guy who was doing the frogging,
there was a guy and a girl.
So the guy, he has an interesting face for sure. I said it looked like a frog. I was like, wow, this is called frogging. He actually looks like a frog. So she said monkey, which I don't disagree with either, but it's giving Animal Kingdom. So yeah. So
nice.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't know. I just thought it was so cleverly done. It was giving like I had to first time I watched it, I had to rewind it a couple times. Like, wait, what happened? But it was cleverly done, I think. I think it was really good done. Because at first you don't know what's going on, chaos. There's just random things happening and you don't know why. But then when they rewind and they show the same sequence of events from the other point of view, you put two and two together. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the big plot twist, which I'm not going, I know I said spoiler alert, but I'm not going to give that one up. The big plot twist at the end. It's really crazy. She actually guessed it early on in the movie.
Yeah. Because I'm just that type of a person. I'm just like the best in the world. I'm the greatest person to have ever walked this earth.
Anyway, so yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Helen Hunt did her big one, you know. She cheated on her man, and
Glad she did. But hey, we're here.
yeah. Frogging. Lessons learned from watching that movie. Whenever, you know, if I live in a house, if I live in a home,
Oh my God,
with a garage, and I back out of my garage, I'm going to sit there and watch the garage door close. Make sure it's all the way closed before driving off, because that is how they got into the house. That's how they got into the house. You know how you have the button in your car to open and close the thing. So of course the person drove.
sorry.
The person backed up out of their driveway and then pressed the close button, but drove off before it was fully closed. And then the people were able to run and do an Indiana Jones roll into their garage. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, yeah, gotta make sure that thing closes all the way before pulling off. So, lessons learned from cinema.
Oh my God. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
You never know. Yeah. What about? Okay, that's I was watching. Honorable mention. I also watched the.
Have you watched the news? Have you been watching the new seasons of Married at First Sight and
Clint Eastwood is in it, which so sorry I did not know he was still alive, but
Married at First Sight and what's that other show? Love is Blind. Married at First Sight and Love is Blind. Have you been watching
Clint
those
Eastwood Netflix movie?
those shows?
Why isn't this movie coming up? The Mule. Love is Blind, and what's the other one?
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight. I saw the new episodes that came on Netflix for Married at First Sight, and I don't want to watch it. The reason being is because I've already watched people review that season, because you know it comes out on whatever network before it comes to Netflix. So I watched this podcast and they review the season, and I watched them review that season, even though I wasn't watching it with them, because you know I don't do whatever thing it comes on at first. I didn't have access to it, and so I kind of know what's going to happen, and so I don't want to watch it.
So that's good.
In particular, there's one person on that season that is trash. I think his name is Chris. And I don't want to. I heard about him, and I don't want to watch him. So
that's great.
So yeah. And then what's the other one? Love is Blind, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know if Married at First Sight or Love is Blind came out with any new seasons. I'm just asking if you watched.
Oh yeah, I watched the most recent season of Love is Blind.
Okay.
I did, and it was good. So anyway, honorable mention, The Mule on Netflix, starring Clint Eastwood, which, like I said, I didn't know he was still alive.
I don't know who that is.
Clint Eastwood?
Nobody knows who that is.
Everybody knows who Clint Eastwood is. What is happening?
Who that is.
Clint Eastwood, he's a major movie star. He's in his 90s at this point.
I don't know who this man is.
Yeah, because
90s.
Yes, that's
He
because
looks good for 90. For 90s, 93. He was
Because
good for 93.
his most prominent films were back when he was in his prime, which was a long time ago, which is probably why you don't know who he is.
So, like I said, nobody knows who this man is.
But everybody does.
What can you
Maybe Gen
say?
Zers don't.
If you walk past me on the street, I wouldn't know him.
So sorry to that man.
So sorry to that man.
You wouldn't know a thing.
You wouldn't know a thing.
The Mule. Pretty good film, even though it's kind of slow in points. But I was watching it pretty late, and whenever I watch anything late, I always fall asleep. I did not fall asleep, and I watched the entire thing all the way through, and it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, I don't want to go into details because he's a mule. He got. I'll just say the plot of it, basic plot.
So is all the movies that he acted in the Wild Wild West?
I think that was his thing for a while. Yes.
Oh.
He was like broken, old, and divorced, and was a sorry father and husband apparently, and was like an outcast of his family. And he somehow got roped into being a drug mule for the cartel.
What is that?
Transporting drugs for the cartel.
Okay.
So, at his very old age, and I was like, my goodness, you can definitely tell his age in that movie. I was thinking, I know this is horrible, but I was
think
thinking
he looks good for his age, especially for a white man.
If you watch that movie and see how he was moving throughout that movie, I was thinking in the back of my head, I was like, I wonder if they were worried, like while they were filming that, if he was going to make it to the end of filming, because it was giving on his last. It was giving on his last leg. Hold on, it was giving on his last leg. It was giving, might not see tomorrow. But I'm glad he made it to the end, and he's still with us apparently. So that's a good thing. So yeah, what?
When I looked up Clint Eastwood, it says first thing it says under his name, former mayor of Carmel by the Sea. So if I look that up, he was the mayor of this place.
Just keep talking.
Of this place.
Is that California?
Yeah.
Or is that Mexico? Where are we?
It says San Jose, San Francisco.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so he was a mayor, apparently, for that place. The Mule came out in 2018.
Do you have anything else to say? But well, you didn't watch The Mule, but anything else to say about anything that you've watched recently?
So he wasn't asshole. He was 5 years, 6 years, maybe 7 years younger than what he is now. Filming the movie, because the movie came out in 2018.
Right.
So he wasn't 93 in that movie.
Right. He's 93 today.
Right.
But in that movie, if you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. I would have been worried if I was filming that movie. Then I would have been worried.
God.
So yeah. Anything else about what you've been watching?
No. Oh, there's this show. It was on Amazon Prime, but it moved from Amazon Prime to Netflix. So the show called Suits. You should definitely give it a watch. It's in Netflix top 10 right now. Yeah, it's a really good show. It's about a senior partner and a first year associate, but the first year associate didn't go to law school, but the firm decided to hire him anyway because he's just that good. So yeah, which is breaking the law. Because
did he pass the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Illegally.
So
he snuck into a bar test class session and took the test. Yeah,
attorneys are,
and his memory,
notorious for breaking the law, apparently.
Impeccable. Like he remembers, like if he was to read a book, he will remember every word in the book or something like that.
Yeah, it's like,
And he's
what is
really
it
good
called?
with numbers.
Because I told you had it the other day.
Photographic memory.
Photographic memory. Yes.
Not to that level. Absolutely not.
Okay. I think we should move on to. I mean, I don't know if you have anything. Do you have anything to pick a bone about this week?
Nope. Nothing to pick a bone about.
Nothing with work. I know your life has been pretty boring, other than work, starting your job.
Oh yeah. No issues at my job. Nobody's tried me yet. There was a customer that tried my coworker. So that was fun. Like a lot of my coworkers actually, like they can do everything.
Right.
In the store. Like they can do every position.
Right.
In the store. Whether you're in the front of the house or in the back of the house.
Right.
They can do everything.
Yeah, it's called cross training. It's best for the company to do that, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody can't make it, somebody else can fill in and all of that.
So being at the front of the house is easy though.
Like a cashier?
I mean, except for dealing with
with customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anything either other than the weather. I've made this my bone pick before. But Charlotte really needs to get together, and I don't know if this is where I'm going to reside for the rest of my life because of what is going on. I need to be outdoors in order for my mental health. I like to spend time outdoors. I like to go hiking, you know what I'm saying? The rain, the frequency of the rain, and then when it decides to rain is usually on the weekends. It's not giving. I think we've had maybe one weekend so far this spring, summer, that it was really nice, like all weekend long. Summer has officially started. Did you know that? Right?
Spring.
Yes, summer has officially started.
But you're talking about the spring. It didn't rain in the summer yet.
Yeah. So,
right.
I mean, it rained. Yes, it did. It's been raining for the past several days. Every day, but it's been scattered. Anyway, the rain.
Yeah, it hasn't rained hard or anything like that. It was like on and off, and it was light rains, but it was a lot. And it wasn't giving. And it was raining all day, every day, for a while.
Yes. And it's really frustrating and depressing, to be honest. So, gonna have to figure something to do in place of like.
It's not that depressing.
Well, not to you because you don't like to do outdoors things.
Who would say you couldn't do outdoors things in the rain? It wasn't raining that hard either. It was giving drizzle all day.
And your mental health is not tied to you being able to do or not do outdoors things. The outdoors things that I'm speaking of, right? Like I can go out for a walk outside. That's easy. I can go for a walk outside when it's drizzling or something. But when I'm outdoors, what gives me the mental stability, I guess, I
like to go outdoors. I don't like being stuck in my house. I really don't. I make sure I try to go somewhere every day because I hate being stuck in the house. Probably has something to do with quarantine. That's why I hate being in the house so much. But yeah,
it's not going outside. The going of the outside that contributes to my mental health, right? Because I'm going outside and it's gloomy and rainy outside. I'm still going to be gloomy and rainy on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I need nice weather outside and to put myself into that environment. That helps for me. And a large part of it is the hiking, which I haven't been able to do for a while because in order to go hiking, I have to drive at least 45 minutes. That's the closest place. And I'm not going to do that if there's rain in the forecast. And there's been rain in the forecast every weekend. So.
That's great. All right. Nice to know. Nice to know.
So here we are. I think that's it,
Nice little chit chat.
Yeah, good app. yeah, we will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all next time. And yeah, let us know. One other thing, real quick. I want to, like you said, you want to start doing like some fun facts situations.
Yep.
Like we'll put that in, but we want to like maybe add like a little quick like icebreaker or like
fun fact submarine. Let's talk about the submarine situation.
No, next time. No, we're out of time. We're out of time. We have to do it on the next episode. Because that's going to go into a whole other thing.
What's like a quick fun fact thing? Oh, would you say something's happening with somebody's daughter? Is that something that could be talked about quickly?
No.
Okay.
But I'm not saying we can do it right now.
Oh.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
So
I'm saying that for future episodes where it's something that we can in
at the end.
Or like at the end or maybe even in the beginning.
Or both.
Yeah. Or I don't know. We'll figure out order of things.
Yeah.
But like what we can do, like, cause you not the fun fact, or you want to do the random fact situation, you know, the videos. We can do something like that, or like I don't know, something quick and cute. You know what I'm saying, that we can just enter in as like a little fun situation.
We have to talk about our little burglar situation as well.
A burglar
at the door.
Oh. Yes. So what I was going to say is, who's ever watching this out there in the land, if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see from us, what you'd like us to talk about, what's working, what's not working, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
I've been told that I'm a very sassy person, but when I get told that by people, they don't mean it in a bad way. They're just surprised by my extreme feminine personality because I dress masculine. Mm-hmm. So they're gobsmacked and flabbergasted.
They're gobsmacked that you what?
Because of my feminine personality.
Oh. Right.
Because I don't act the way I dress. I'm very,
So.
Like you're the opposite. Like you dress feminine, but you act very masculine.
You got me so messed up. You got me so messed up. Absolutely not. What is that supposed to mean?
I'm just playing with you. Oh, it's so funny. Oh, it's so funny.
Anyway.
You watch All American, right?
No. Have not watched it. I heard that Tay Diggs got killed though, or something happened.
Thanks for the spoiler.
You're watching it though, right?
It didn't happen yet, obviously.
What do you mean?
I'm in the middle of watching the season. I'm on episode 3.
Of a new season that just came out?
Yes.
Well, no, this happened in a previous season, I thought.
No, it did not. Because he's still alive.
Oh. Well, what rock have you been under? Because I don't know if he died or not. I just know that something happened to his character. Because it was all over social media, so.
I avoided anything until the season came out on Netflix on purpose.
Are you upset about the spoiler thing?
Not funny.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to laugh about. There's really nothing to laugh about.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I thought that this was like a well-known thing. Everybody knows it. And since you watched the show, And I don't. I thought that you would surely know about something that I knew about because I don't watch the show. So I figured if somebody who watched the show would know about the thing that I know about. Sorry. I don't know what else to do. Sorry. Come on, let's start the episode. There's still some, I mean, I don't know if that's true. This is just what I heard. So.
That's great.